kind of easing into my day like I like to do. Got my coffee here that I finished, so we got a cup of coffee in us. For today, pet store is a must. Have to go to the pet store. My dogs and cats, as of today, ran out of their food. That's just how the timing is. It's perfect. Anyway, yeah, so got to get everything at the pet store. My son's gym has their competition they're hosting, and so I'm gonna pop in at some point today. My son is the head coach for their team, so I like to support him when I can. So that is a must today. So that's the two things on the docket. Let's get ready. I am not feeling it this morning. Towel. Gonna take a shower, get my butt off the couch. So, okay. What you doing, huh? Those are bags that I gotta take to the Goodwill still. Okay. You want me to leave that open? Yeah. It's a new place, new space. You gotta check it out. So I brush my teeth before I get in the shower. I don't know if that's weird or not, but so I'm gonna do that, get my rear in the shower, get my day going. My makeup today, I got some new makeup. I ordered from online for the same day delivery service through Sephora. And I had, excuse me, I have had some products sitting in my wish list, cart or space or whatever you want to call it online there. And finally I chose a couple. And one of them, and I did try it for a little bit yesterday. I'm not sure I'm super crazy about it, but I have to live with it for a while. It's really expensive, possibly the most I've ever paid for a foundation, but I'm so curious about it. So I'm gonna wear that today, give it a whole day shot. The color isn't great, but when you choose online, it's a gamble. I never go with what Sephora chooses for me because they got it wrong. They just got it wrong. They think I'm about 5 shades darker than I am and I need this orange dark shade. I don't know. I did a color match one day in there and it was not good. But I already tried the Sephora brand. They have a concealer that I've had in my loves, or for my wish list, I should say. And I've never tried it. I tried it yesterday. I'm not crazy about it at all. So I'm not going to be using that, unfortunately. Anyway, let me get going here. I will catch up with you once I get in my recording room. Oh, this is nice. Okay. Okay. Well, I had my skincare on. I reapplied my eye cream, which is my absolute favorite. I've used it for, I easily could say a decade, just to be safe. That's an easy. And it's the Rhonda Allison Peptide 3-in-1 eye cream. This really is my favorite. And I would have to say, if I had to pick a number 2, it would probably be the Tatcha, Peony eye cream. It's lovely. It's also very nice. I love the peptides in this though, and consistency is king with any active. So, you just gotta keep with any, actually, that just needs to be a t-shirt. Consistency is king with skincare, period. So right now is when I would use my sunscreen. I use sunscreen no matter if I'm going out of the house that day or not. Why? You think that might be silly. Well, I don't know, you'd be surprised. The aging rays, the UVA rays, go through clouds, goes through glass. So if I'm sitting in my car or even at home by my big window, it might not be sunny, but those rays are still there. So I always wear sunscreen. So I just got this morning. It is the Supergoop. This is the Glow Screen. There's 40 SPF. I have to say 35, 40 is really the max that needs to happen, especially on your face. I think SPF and how it works is wildly misunderstood. One of these days, I'm going to dedicate a video to explaining it to you guys, because once you know, you're going to be the very few that understand it.
it just doesn't work like you think it does. An SPF 70 versus an SPF 25, not a lot of difference. It's very interesting. And I didn't know it either until I was taught it when I went to aesthetic school. So this is going to be the first time. Now this one is tinted. And I want to say it is the champagne. You know, however, I am going to, oh, it's pretty though. Really pretty. I am going to be, you know, using a foundation over it. Oh, it feels nice. Feels nice. The key with sunscreen, honestly, you have to love it. Then you will use it every day. So you have to love your sunscreen. Keep looking until you find one or two that you absolutely love. And then you'll be consistent. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am not light with my sunscreen. You know, that's the one thing that you need to be liberal with. And wow, this is beautiful. Maybe something I would put on if I just don't feel like wearing makeup. It's always nice because I wear sunscreen anyway. I usually stay away from the ones that have a bit of a tint to it because I generally don't like the way it makes my skin look. But this is beautiful. Very pretty. Isn't that pretty? Mm-hmm. That's gorgeous. Really pretty. Not real strong. It's pleasant. I mean, there's a bit of a background smell that smells like sunscreen, but I don't care. I want my sunscreen. Not sticky. Feels lovely. Feels hydrating. Very nice. Ooh, loving this. So far, anyway. We'll see how it plays with my makeup. Okay, something else is I got me a big old bottle of sponges. I have never paid $20 for a makeup sponge. I just personally think it's really ridiculous. I love, and I also ordered more of these. This one I just have to wash. You got to wash them after every time you use them. And this is the e.l.f. sponge. Now, a little hair on it. I love these sponges. They hold up so well, wash after wash. They're dense enough to where, you know, they don't absorb a bunch of product. I just love these sponges, and they're very affordable. So I did get me some more of these in case these just weren't working for me. Anyway, these were really inexpensive, under $10 for all of these. There's even a little one down here that are great to use for concealer around the eyes, and I think a couple different shapes. There's the flat bottom. Looks like there's 3 flat bottom and 3 round ones. They feel good, feel really soft. And then there's the egg-shaped, the rounded bottom, and then that little tiny dude that I want to get out. I think I am going to get that out because make sure that your sponges are completely dry if you plan on reusing this. You don't want to seal them in an airtight container if they're damp. All right, so this is most likely, I believe, the most expensive foundation I've ever used. It is by HOURGLASS, and I do like that brand, and it's called Ambient. It is a sort of soft glow, natural looking foundation. It's not super matte, and I just sort of had to do an educated guess when it came to the colors. I think I may have been a little off, but we will make do. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle this directly on my sponge. Oh Lord, I put way too much on. I have been experimenting a lot. Oh Lordy, me. This foundation goes a long way. It's thicker than I thought. So goodness, I never put this much foundation on my face. Okay, so we're starting great right out of the gate. These sponges feel a little more, I'm just going to throw out some adjectives, a little more slippery, a little bit more silicone-y, even though I'm pretty sure that's not the case. That's just kind of how they feel to me versus, you know, this one's much more squishy and much more sponge-like. I do kind of like that. I can also kind of form it to, this is, definitely a little more firm. So I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Make sure we put that out into the hairline. You know, I do have a really nice base with that sunscreen under there. It seems to be playing well with it. I'm able to have it stick everywhere. I do like to go over with the sponge once I got it distributed and, you know, pretty much where it should be. I like to go over and kind of do this. This is a medium coverage is what it says, and yeah, I'd say that. So I don't know, I'm gonna wear it again. I tried it yesterday only for about 2 hours or so, and then honestly it was time for me to get ready for bed and wash my face and all that. So it wasn't a good thing. I just wanted to kind of see the color match and the finish. So the finish is very pretty. Again, I do have the Super Goop, which is a glow screen, so it's glowy and tinted, and man, oh man, am I loving this. This was really pretty. Just my very first impression just now, and it's a little spendy, but I'll spend more. Again, I gotta love my sunscreen. Gotta love it. So look at this little dude. Look at this little dude. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay, the new concealer that I got, not liking. So, and it's a bummer because it is a Sephora brand and it also is, you know, pretty affordable. And it's called Best Skin Ever Glow, which is why I was really excited about it. And unfortunately, I didn't like it. The coverage wasn't there. It actually made my eye tissue look dry. Not maybe good for the younger crowd, but not for my mature, crepey eye tissue. So unfortunately, I'm going to see if maybe my daughter wants this. I'm going to go in with, because it was right here, my Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but I really love it. It's kind of a serum sort of concealer, very light. So these don't have heavy coverage, but they feel so light on the eye tissue that it's just a nice trade-off in a way, and they do a good job. They're hydrating during the day, and so I guess I'm willing to forego a nice coverage if I'm really liking the finish and how it makes my eye tissue look through the day. Sometimes, you know, our priorities change a little. We're asking a lot from our concealer as we get older. You know, we want it all. I'm gonna just kind of tap this in where I get a little red. I'm gonna do something also a little later that'll brighten up this part, which I really like to do. So this is called Magic Shaper. It is by Catrice. It's got like more of a highlighter stick here on this end and more of a contour stick here on this end. So dare I try this? I'm just gonna put this kind of right where I like things to be a little bright. Ooh, that's pretty. And so while we're at it, let's go ahead. Oh yeah, I forgot. This doesn't stay. So it just goes right back in. So you kind of have to hold it. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you. I don't know if this is just a package problem or if they all do that. I'm not sure. I like the consistency of this. It's not too creamy, because if it's too creamy, it kind of goes away and fades during the day. So I need my contour to kind of stick around. I feel like the consistency is good for that. Mm-hmm. Kind of nice. I really like that. That's really pretty. Very not over the top. Maybe I have to kind of press it in a little bit better. because, you know, I see all of that in my 5 times mirror. I wouldn't see that unless I was looking in my 5 times mirror. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Laura Geller compact. I feel like just doing a very taupey neutral eye look today. It's kind of my go-to when I just don't want to think. I really do love this palette a lot. I did a separate video when I first played with all of that. So I'll put the link up here. Very, very pretty. It is a pretty palette. Eyeshadows, blush, highlighters, bronzer. All of these products have a bit of sheen. So when I first got, plus I also got the powder foundation. It's like this glow powder foundation, baked. All of these are baked. And I have to say that I'm not thrilled with the foundation. I used it even without adding all of the stuff on top of it because it was a little over the top when I was done. And I still just don't like it. It really brought forth a lot of sort of my larger pores and texture that causes this texture look. And I'm sad to say that. But everything else is lovely. These eyeshadows are perfection when it comes to neutrals in my book, what I look for in neutrals. So let me take the little plastic dealio out to show you these. So the idea of this palette is she chose all of the best sellers and put it in one palette. And it is beautiful. It really is. So I want a bronze kind of up here. I didn't contour up here, but I do kind of want a bronze up here. And there's a bronzer in here. I have to go real light with it because it can be a little over the top. I'm gonna choose, you know, a pretty fluffy powder brush here. This is beautiful. It's a 102. It's a BK Beauty, and I'm gonna go ahead and load up the bronzer that's baked. Very pretty. And so I'm just gonna touch it around there a couple times. Really gonna do that. I'm even gonna touch it on my towel. And with the light hand, I am gonna just bronze up in here. I might just kind of bronze a little here over the nose. Call it good. Because I am wearing sort of mauve-y pink thing going on. This is a vest. I'll have to show you this. It's really pretty. I got it from Amazon. So it's just a flowy vest. It's long. It has these tassels on it. Adorable. Love it. I need to do an Amazon find something. I need to do like an Amazon find video where either a video or just put it on my sort of landing page where you have the community page and just post links and pictures of my favorite finds because man, I have found some cute stuff lately. All right, so I grabbed my Mineral Veil Fusion palette and you guessed it, we are gonna do this color here on the side. Isn't that pretty? And it really stays that true color, which is very unusual. Everything turns on me. Mauves will turn with this orange thing. Real true pinks never look like that on my face. And so I am gonna put this, it's gonna give me a bit of color, which I desperately need. And I put it right over my actual cheekbone right here. That's where I like to put the color portion. And my apple of my cheek. And I always like to incorporate whatever blush I'm using right in here. Kind of right in there. So I did get a brand new, my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Pencil. That's always exciting when I get my new one. So I have a brand new one. I'm still gonna use my little nub. You know, there's plenty on here, you know. You know, I can get that baby, and I've done that, to where it's just down here at the very end. But it's always so fun and exciting when you get a brand new one. So I have never tried any other of her lip pencils. It just, this one works with everything that I have. And it would even work with this particular color too, but I thought, you know, I'm gonna get another one. I absolutely love her formula. They are feather proof. They don't go into your lines. They really do act as a fence. They kind of keep in your lipsticks or whatever. Not so much glosses. Those tend to just travel and do their own thing. But it's on the dry end, which I really like, but it's not so dry to where you have a hard time dragging it across. It's just kind of that perfect formula. I have yet to find a dupe for it. I can find dupes for colors, but not for the formula and how it performs. So this is called Icon Baby. Let me show you the lipstick and I'll show you what it looks like. It is sort of this nude, I don't know, it's like a brown pink color really, for lack of a better, you know, bunch of adjectives. So let me line first. I always go, here's the liner. These are, you have to sharpen them with a pencil sharpener. A lot of people just don't like that. And I would prefer it not be that way as well, but I love these. Okay, so I always anchor my pinky here. I go very light with my lip pencils. I also take and soften it. But I do need something, whether it's a contour or an actual lip pencil, because my lips, you know, they just sort of disappear into my face and it does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. I don't know if you can see that. Definitely a mauve, which is what I wanted. Oh, that's very pretty. I have yet to be disappointed with her lip products, with her lipsticks, or that's really pretty. You know, it's so pretty. I don't think I'm going to use a topper on it. And it'll give it a good test to see, you know, just kind of if it turns or oxidizes or does anything weird. I do like to kind of mesh and soften between the border of the lipstick and the lip liner a little. Just barely touch it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna blow dry my hair, figure out what the helper hair is I'm gonna wear today, style that, see if I'm gonna put it up or do what I'm gonna do. And then I gotta get out the door because it is now noon. So I always, and you aren't seeing the real time. I obviously edit the heck out of these, but I've been in here for about an hour and a half. I know. So let me get my getting, and I will see you later, probably in the car, I bet. Okay, so I just opted for putting it up. This was just brushing it back, pulling out some of my own nape hair, making sure I pull out just a tiny little bit here on the side, and then rolling it up basically and putting a big clip in it. I just want to show you if somebody's standing next to me, if I look down, standing next to me, the sides, how do the sides look? This is a brand new style. Got a little poofy there. That's okay. From Ellen Villa, and I am going to be doing a chat on it. I have yet to do that. It's in Pearl Blonde Rooted, which has really become my favorite color in that line. There are some other pretty colors in that line, obviously. I just love the light blondes. And this one is gorgeous. So yes, there is that root, but my goodness, doesn't that look natural? It's so soft, this root. This color is so dimensional that it is just beautiful. And it's a great one to put up. The style is just the right length. There are layers. Wait till you see this one down. It is beautiful. So
I will tell you what that is in the wig chat. So keep an eye out for the Ellen Villa wig chat on this one. Sometimes I do open the box and do like a first impression, but other times I like to wear them out and give you any feedback that I might have in my experience wearing them out in the big bad world. So that's going to be what we're going to do with this one. I will see you in the car. Let's go.
I should have put some hairspray on this because I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a ton of these flyaways going on. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the competition first. Sorry, my very noisy jacket is my choice for the day. It is raining, so I put the hood on. I really enjoy these competitions and watching them. They're the competitors, the basic community of the climbing community is just very laid back, very supportive of each other. You know, climbing is more of an individual challenge. You're always trying to do better, get a little higher score, and I'm learning. You know, I don't know much about climbing, and I'm learning more and more about how the routes work when it comes to the point system and how that works. It's very different. Oof. I'm very bundled up, so I don't need that much heat. I am gonna just put this on very low. I have that big clip back here in my head and it's getting in the way of me in my chair here. Well, I am going to get back on keto. I've allowed myself to just really eat anything and everything. Therefore, and to wit, I have gained weight and it's not a little amount. I gain weight very fast, very quickly. I'm extremely carb intolerant, so when I started adding, not caring how many carbs I ate, like, you know, have a sandwich or you know, I've been eating whatever I want. I've been eating donuts, and I've been having some fast food because I haven't felt like cooking. Normally, if I'm on keto, you know, I will try to look for the best option I can. I am an emotional eater. And that's good emotions and bad emotions. So anyway, I finally weighed myself a little while ago, and I was really afraid because, you know, I definitely can see it and feel it and everything. I can't fit into some of the clothes that I was and that kind of thing. I mean, I kind of fell off the wagon even before all of this anyway. And then when I went on the Ozempic, the semaglutide compounding, I, you know, lost weight and all of that, but I couldn't afford to stay on it for one thing, especially when I made this transition. So I knew I wouldn't be able to stay on it, but I was a little ready to get off of it because it just nixed my appetite 100%. I didn't want to eat anything, and I really didn't like that. It was like one end of the spectrum to the other, unfortunately, and but it did keep me on track, and it did allow me to lose weight and all of that, but I wouldn't want to live there, you know. And the real culprit of my struggle began when I started taking Cymbalta. I was on clean keto for 3 years when I started that. I was still on it when I started that. And there's something about antidepressants that does something to the chemistry that makes you gain weight. So it's like, how does it make you gain weight? I'll tell you how it makes me gain weight. It makes me crave carbs and sugar. And I don't crave carbs and sugar when I'm on keto. So the fact that I was on keto And it started doing that. It was very, it took me a while to sort of figure out what was going on, but it definitely kicked me off. And I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, was really struggling. Never struggled before. Keto was a really comfortable place for me. I could still eat some amazing food. I just cut out inflammatory foods. I hate even calling it keto. It's such a buzzword that honestly, if you're clean, because you can be on a low carb diet and eat like crap. But I went on keto. I was encouraged to go on keto by my doctor clean keto, because it is an anti-inflammatory way of eating, because you're cutting out all the inflammatory foods. And I have a lot of inflammation, so it cuts out sugar, it cuts out grains, it cuts out processed foods. And, you cut out grains and sugar, there's a whole host of foods that you're getting rid of. But it still allowed me to eat. I was very happy doing that. Never really struggled, and it's why I had success staying on it. And I was doing intermittent fasting before it became another buzzword, and I didn't even know that's what I was doing. But I just it became more of an intuitive journey for me, and I wouldn't feel hungry until about 1 or 2. So therefore, I'm fasting from 10 to 2 o'clock or whatever, or 1 or whatever. And I just didn't keep track of that, but I just ate when I was hungry. And because you're eating so much protein, which is, if a large amount of your diet is protein, which is important when you're over 50 to do that anyway, but therefore protein is a natural appetite suppressant, especially if I think it's at least 33% or 30-something% of your diet, if it's protein on your plate, no matter if it's a large amount, if your servings are large or if your servings are small, you just sort of adjust that. And if at least 30% or 33% or something is protein, then it is a natural it's a natural, it mimics really even biologically what Ozempic does. Okay, I'm going to speed up just a little because I want to get over here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get one more over. Yes, I narrate my own life even when you guys aren't with me. Do you guys do that? You probably don't, but I do. And sometimes I forget. That's what I do when I'll be like browsing in a store and just talking to myself, like, I wonder where I can get this. I wonder where I can put this. And I'm like talking out loud when I should be just talking in my head. So I'm always going to be battling that antidepressant medication side effect, and it's going to make it harder for me, but I've got to do it. And so therefore I am going to just start my keto again. I'm just, I'm starting not to feel comfortable in my own body again. I don't feel comfortable in my clothes. I feel the extra weight that I'm carrying around, which if I go back to kind of when I started falling off the wagon, I've gained a good 20 pounds since then. And since I've sort of moved, I've gained probably 10 of those 20. So unfortunately, I am back up to 165 point something. At my heaviest, when I weighed myself, because I really think I was even heavier, but when I weighed myself, the heaviest was 176. And I swore I would never do that again. And I'm creeping there. And see, the thing is I don't plateau. I just keep gaining. There's no end in sight. So that's why it's like I need to do something. I've tried to make good choices, and I've done that, but I still continue to gain. So I don't have guilt, and I didn't have guilt making my bad choices. I don't have any of that. I don't beat myself up like that. But for my health,
turn left onto 28th Court Northeast.
But for my health, sorry for all of the weird editing areas, but honestly, I have my GPS on, so I have to edit.
In 800 feet, your destination will be on the right.
I have to edit out all that stuff. Oh, wow. Yes, I might have to park out here. Most likely will. That's a good idea. I'll turn around and park in front of that car. I'm not even going to try to park in there.
Right.
Maybe I'll turn around in here. You can definitely tell there's a competition going on. No parking. So I'm going to kind of do a restart with my diet. And I am trying to titrate off of Cymbalta, but not for that reason. It makes me feel very demotivated. And I don't like that. It makes me tired, lethargic. So right now I've titrated from 60 to 40, and it took me a bit because the side effects of getting off this class of drug is horrendous. So I have to titrate really slow. But I am going to go on some kind of anti-anxiety drug because I have told myself I'm not living in that anymore. And Cymbalta does help with that for sure. All right, I'm going to go in and spend some time here. Maybe I'll record a little bit, I don't know. And then it's the pet store after this.
Very cool. Okay, well, my name is Shane. I am the head setter at CERT. I help organize and do all this stuff with all of our other setters and all of our other staff members. Woo! Very excited for this. This is our annual Southbound Pull Down since 2024. So we're very stoked that we're able to continue doing all of this. Cool. So we're gonna go over some quick rules. Hopefully I can do it quicker than I did last session. So each time is a 4-point start. Each is indicated with a piece of tape. You must establish on one appendage either your feet or your hands on each piece of tape. And you need to establish. So I was doing this yellow. I establish and then I can start. I cannot rodeo start, which means up, go, and then immediately launch. I also cannot touch all 4 points. I need to touch it before I can start the climb. Last thing, CERC is a positive environment. We see any negativity, anyone being a little turd, we will ask you to leave. We want to make sure that everyone's comfortable and have a safe space and that we're having a good time. We're here to support each other and just enjoy the community that we built, that you guys have helped build. So we want to make sure that's continue going up the hill. So yeah, that's about all I have to say. We'll start climbing in about a little less than 10 minutes at 2:30. And then yeah, well, thanks guys.
All right, well, I'm just leaving the pet store. I've never been to this pet store, but it was on the side of town that the climbing gym is on. I'm gonna put my seat on only for the heat. My back is really screaming at me. That is the thing about this particular gym, which happens to be their gym, my son's gym, is there's just cement floor and you're standing on the cement floor the whole time. And for me, and they're not really any place to sit per se. So for me, it's kind of the worst case scenario for my back. So, I stayed as long as I could. I really wish I could have stayed longer. It was fun watching the second session because all of the elite climbers are in that one. Men and women. And, you kind of find yourself following the same climbers, and whether you know them or not. And it's really fun. It really is. But man, yeah. Dang it, I don't think I have a heating pad at home. But what time did I get there? Let's just say 12:30. That's a guesstimate. And I just left, probably it was around 4 when I left. So I was there for a while. I recorded Shane giving all the, he's the head setter, he's the coach, the head coach for their team. So this, with a combination, of course, of all the help that he gets from other setters, and, you know, it takes a group to coordinate a competition like this. But he does the announcements and the rules for the climbers and all of that. So I recorded that. I just love being there to see him completely beam. It is his element, it's his people, it's his happy place for sure, whether he's, you know, working or climbing himself. And I just love seeing him in his happy place. But I have not touched up my makeup or anything. So this is going to be a good wear test for my foundation. I haven't touched up my lips or anything. Of course, we don't expect lipstick to last that long. But the pencil has. At least it looks like I still have lips. It's gonna be getting dark soon. Oh my goodness. I am pooped, you guys. I am pretty sure this is going to be the last of this vlog. So I am going to say goodbye to you now. I want to thank you so much for sticking to the end. We're in a tunnel. See you later.